Welcome back to month 4 of the Build Your Stash collab. So for this month, I slowly worked on rosettes. So what you see here in front of you are a bunch of rosettes and these other type of, I know they're not rosettes, but I kind of categorized these all together. Bunch of this all here for my stash. So I will take you closer look into this box here. So a lot of these rosettes here, I used this die right here, and I also used these 3 sets of dies by Tim Holtz as well. And I just kind of used scrap papers that I had in my stash. You can see I have a few that I did in vellum, just very few. And most of these were leftover scrap paper. So I have leftover scrap-over paper from the Maggie Holmes Carousel collection that I did. So I had a bunch of scraps of that. I had this bee leftover scrap paper, and I did some of those. And I actually already had some of these in my stash. These ones, and this paper is by the Planner Society. And so I had a bunch of those already in my stash, so I kind of just threw those in here, and you can see they're already kind of semi-decorated with hearts and butterflies. I also have a few here from a Prima paper pack. I can't remember what it's called. And then also I had this, I think there should be a few of these ones in here, or else I might have used them. I can't find them. But I thought I had a few more of these also from like a tropical paper pack as well. So I kind of just went crazy on die cutting all of these and then just sat down and put them together one day. I also did a few really big ones. Thought these came out super cute. And here's 2 more. So I love how these turned out as well. So I just threw those. I had that die, again, this is the, this one here from AliExpress. And I wasn't sure how big this one was, so I had to die cut that 3 times in order to get these. So I don't know if you can just do it twice, but I did it 3 times. And so these are huge, so you definitely could like use these for rosettes, or sorry, not rosettes, wands, or some other project. So I'll figure out what I'll use those for. But a lot of these other ones, I'll eventually, when I need to, I'll decorate them. So like I said, I like putting butterflies on my projects. Actually, I'm going to grab something. I'll be right back. So for these other ones here, what I could also do is when I need to is layer them and embellish them. So this was just for another project that I did. So I could definitely use, I have a whole bunch more die cuts that I created. So if you watched my first video showing you how I use digital paper and digital clip art, this here, I print and cut my own clip art to make my own dies. So again, I can definitely use those and decorate these and use them as I will. They are great to have in your stash. Okay, so I'm going to move that off to the side and bring in this bin here, and I'm just going to take out some of these so you can see them a little bit better. And like I said, I went crazy on these. These ones took a little bit longer to do, but they're definitely cute. The end product is, I love the end product. Okay, so for these here, what I used are these circle dies. So if I take this out, so I used that size there, which means I used this size die here, and then I also did some bigger ones here as well. So I used that die here, which means I probably used one of these circles. So you can make them any size that you want. And I believe both of these dies came from Michaels, I want to say. Yeah, but you definitely can, sorry, yeah, Michaels. You definitely can find circle and scallop borders. You can use any kind of scallop borders, actually. So then what I do is I then grab some tulle. I just cut it out. Let's see if you can see this. I just cut it out in like a square big enough to fit over the circle. I put that down. I go down to my sewing machine. I sew, and I clamp it down a bit, and I sew just around part of it, stop, put my sequins in, and then I close it up. And then I glue it on top of that. So if you can see here, it's not sewn onto the back of this one. It's just onto the circle, and then I glue the circle onto the scallop. And then, sorry, I also cut, once this is all sewn together, I cut all around. So I did a lot of like kind of like a factory, I can't think of how it is. So, you know, I die cut all the circles, I sewed part of it, I did that to all of them, then I put the sequins in. And a lot of the sequin mixes that I used are actually by the Planners, Planners Anonymous. She's from Australia, and she's got a subscription kit, which comes with papers, sequins, stamps, a few other fun goodies. She's got beautiful sequin mixes, so you can see this one here. You can't get these sequin mixes anymore unless if you go onto one of the previous, or one of the Planners Anonymous sites where they sell previous kits. This one also is Planner Anonymous. So you might be able to find one of her, sorry, I don't even know if this is focused. You might be able to find like old kits from her, and you can get the sequins that way. But all of her kits are absolutely stunning, and I still have a few more left. And then this one was from a Happy Scrappy sequin mix that I got a long time ago. This sequin mix is one that I just put together myself. And I think, yeah, other than that, and this was the fun fair, and it came with a horse. But yeah, so I just kind of coordinated my sequin mixes with these. Oh, and this was also the Planner Society sequin mix that I had, and I just thought I loved how it went together with this bee with the black. I thought those were gorgeous. I love how these ones turned out. But yes, so I just created a whole bunch. So I have a whole bunch here in my stash, and again, I can definitely add extra decoration on these. So these ones I also had in my stash, but I can show you what I mean. So here I just put a mermaid die on top of that. So again, there's that one. I have a few mermaids, and I have 2 fairies. So these were like the very first ones that I created. And I love how those turned out. So you can definitely also decorate these. You can use these on wands. It's probably, if you know, if it was a little bit smaller, you can make these smaller, you can make these bigger. You can definitely have fun. Actually, when I was grabbing these out, I realized I actually have some ones with stars. Sorry, let me grab that here. So I found this, and this would make also a really cool, like if you did the circle, a really cool backdrop for one of these as well. That would be really cool. So I'm going to probably eventually make some of those. So you definitely do not have to use the scallops. You can use anything. Actually, going with that, I have a square one here. You definitely could do it on a square as well. So you don't have to use these exact dies. You can definitely use your own and make them your own and decorate them however you would like. So I look forward to seeing what everyone else has been working on this month. And I am looking forward to the last month on showing you what I will be making for that. So I hope you all have a crafty day, and definitely please go check out the other ladies that will be linked down below.